All right, welcome back, everyone. Ladies are just racking up the first games. We have the women's intermediate 8-ball teams. This is a sort of a B-side match, sort of a C-side match. Blurred Vision will have to beat Texas twice in order to reach the final. Texas will only have to win one set in order to reach the final. First rack is broken and dry. What do you know? These tables break so tough. Just dry all the time. Yeah, Brett Evans, you got a great job. Valley boys, they put together a really good match. And then Milan came with the craziest out on the hill. That was a very entertaining match, let me tell you. Look at this break on the right. That is a dream opening rack. No balls tied up, everything wide open.
I'm going to put YouTube on this one. This is Ryan signed into YouTube.
And we are at the 39th annual VNEA World Pool Championships at Ballys Hotel and Casino in the heart of Las Vegas. And we are on day 8 of a 10-day event. We'll have some finals happening tomorrow, and we'll have some finals happening Saturday morning. This will conclude early Saturday afternoon, and everyone will head on over to the award ceremonies and the banquet, which is always a really great time. If you guys have never made it out to this VNEA World Pool Championships, you absolutely have to make the trip. This is one of the best tournaments of the year. The finals for this, Lisa, are booked for 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. So the winner of this match will play the final at 9 a.m. tomorrow. And if you guys are having problems with the Facebook feed, head on over to our YouTube channel. It's running seamless there. We have had a few problems with the Facebook. They are having some issues. It's nothing on our end. It's on Facebook's end. But the YouTube seems to be running fairly seamless. Wayne Burba, I didn't play in the Scotch doubles this year because I took the instructor's course. Last year I did play Scotch with Stephanie Toy, who appears to be mic'd up, just getting untangled.
I'm coming, I'm here. Here I am. This cord is really long.
Good shot there.
These guys are great shots. So Alicia, who is at the right table, I unfortunately don't know all their names, but I do recognize Alicia. She got really deep in the 8 and 9 ball.
Great player. That's Rick Stanley's wife.
Mm-hmm. I think they actually went really deep in the Scotch, too.
They did. I believe they got 4th. If my memory serves me correctly.
So all around great players.
Good afternoon, Mr. Jacobson.
Hey, Cliff.
So it's a Montana team waiting in the hot seat. And we've decided that the B-side winner will be called the lukewarm seat.
The divisions are a triple elimination. So there's an A side, a B side, and a C side. The C side winner has to double dip the B side winner, who has to double dip the A side winner. If it is the C side winner that gets to the A side winner, they have to triple dip. So it is definitely a long way around. You definitely want to be on that A side hot seat.
It should be noted that in this intermediate division, there has been 2 triple dips that I'm aware of.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's more, but there's 2 that I'm certain have happened.
Wow.
And I was explaining to Grant earlier how if you win the first 2 sets, how do you not win the third set? That team is demoralized. They just lost to you twice. I feel like it's fairly easy to win the third set.
Yeah.
So you just got to win the first 2.
That's part of the mental game.
Yeah, there you go, Jerry. YouTube is a little more seamless. It's not kicking people out.
Yeah, we're following along with the chat on YouTube, guys, so feel free to pop on over. It is a much better picture, slightly less delay also, so looks better on your big screen. Win, win, win. And thank you, James. He's posted the CompuSport link. All these draws can be found on CompuSport, guys, so just hop over to compusport.ca or download their free app. You just want to find the T for tournaments, find the VNEA tournament or the event. You can put in individual names or team names, follow along with their progress. All the payouts are listed there. It's a fantastic app. It is a tournament lifesaver.
Well, it gives you all the history from your previous events, too, so you could search up by the year, see how you did 10 years ago.
That's right. So CompuSport has a function where you can look up an individual, all their data that is there since the conception of CompuSport, which is 2012, I think is when they started keeping track of everything. So years of information there. That is a nice shot by Alicia.
Cliff wants to know, is Broken English going to join the hot seat group?
Oh, Cliff.
Of course they are, Cliff.
So much pressure. You know what? I'm one of those players. I don't look. Tell me where and when I need to show up, and I will just play.
That's the best way.
Because I don't like to look and have high expectations. I would much rather be surprised and go, what? I won $1,000? That's crazy.
What do you mean we won the hot seat? I thought we still had 10 more matches to go.
Right? Yeah. I find that when I follow the bracket too much ahead of time, it gets in my own head. So I just look on my CompuSport, it says Broken English, 7 o'clock, tables 31, 32. That's where I'll be.
Perfect. It's the best way.
I know that we're still on the A side, so I don't even know how many matches left. I'm just going to show up and play my game, and
me and Cliff know.
It is what it is.
And the rest of Calgary knows how many more you need.
Don't.
Oh, sorry about that autofocus there on the left. We are in the midst of buying a new camera to replace that one where the autofocus is a little dicey. And the more we can make it out to these events, the more we can purchase some better equipment, start adding some money to tournaments. Every time you guys click that share button, it helps us greatly.
Absolutely. We would really appreciate it if you shared the streams for us. This time around, definitely share the YouTube link rather than the Facebook link. Seems like so many people are having problems still.
Yeah, you can share the YouTube link on your Facebook wall or share it to some pool groups that you're a part of.
We always have fun, Cliff. I'm very blessed to have a great team. We're friends outside of the pool world, so we get along great. We always just have a good time. It's Jerry. It's Broken English. We actually have these team shirts that's got the Broken English across the front and the Chinese takeout lettering, and then we have these the Chinglish kind of slogans along the back. We can do that because we are Asian.
Yeah, you can get away with it. I couldn't get away with it.
Yeah. But I love our team name. I think it's awesome, especially for us as 4 Asian girls.
That's a very fitting name. So who's going to Sacramento? Todd, at this point, we are not 100% sure which two of us will be going. But we'll figure that out when we get home on Monday. Make a game plan. So I guess we're on rack 2 and 3 now.
Thanks, Lord. We are definitely going to give it our best shot. Steph Ho actually took down the 9-ball championship, so she is ranking up next year to intermediate. So if we want to stay together, we're going to have to play intermediate anyway, so we might as well just take it down. Does she move up? 9-ball?
I feel like you all move up.
What?
What? Let's take a look at the bracket here. What do we got? We got open. I'm going to go out on a limb and say you guys definitely move up because you're guaranteed top 6 out of 94 teams.
Don't tell me.
I know you didn't want to know, but now you had to know if you move up or not. So don't worry. You will stay together as a team because you're all moving up with Steph Ho.
You could have just let me wonder until the end of the event. And then as we're packing up all our equipment.
No way.
And they say, well, you're moving up next year. It would have been a big surprise. And I wouldn't have had to.
Don't think about it. It's okay.
Ruined it.
Ruined it.
Ruined it.
Well, who knows? Now you snap off the tournament, you'll look at the bracket every single time you play a tournament.
Yeah, I'm not one of those really, feed off positive, like I like to stay humble. Oh, well, if it happens, it happens,
You're talking to the king of humble over here, so.
I know. I like to keep it that way because I don't want to. It's not that I'm not confident, but I'm very aware that there's a line between confident and cocky, which I'm not a fan of. So I always try to stay on the side of caution that way.
Well, it's important to be realistic, too, and have realistic expectations where these tournaments are so tough.
The draws are crazy hard. Like, I don't think really people understand how hard these draws are because, like a lot of people have said, there's specific individuals playing on the stream and they're like, I can't believe they're playing this division. But you know what? There are hundreds of those situations in every one of these brackets. There is no easy draw anywhere in this event.
Well, and everyone played the entire year to make it down here.
Right.
To see what they could do here. So they put in the practice time.
Oh,
they're trying hard.
They're grinding like they've never grinded before. So these players are in to win. They did not come and spend, it costs you probably on average at least, if you're on your own, $1,500 to come, including your flight, your hotel room, whether you're here for 10 days, 5 days.
Food, entry fees.
Food is so expensive.
The entry fees aren't cheap at these events either.
Yeah.
You're looking at $500-$600 just in entry fees alone.
I mean, people need, on average, $1,500 just to attend. Not including their entry fees. Including their entries, it's, you're looking at $2,500.
Wayne, the best rack played by my team this week. There's been so many. I don't know if I could count, but most likely the 2 25th games that Stephen Broken ran out, those are probably up there.
So much pressure on those games, right? Tension, pressure.
So Jerry wants to know, where do I draw that line, cocky versus confident? Well, you can be as cocky and as confident as you want in your own head. The minute you start saying it out loud is when there's an issue.
Yeah.
But it's good to be confident. It's not good to be cocky.
I like in your situation, for example, you are very humble and I think we're very similar that way. Like, oh, well, hoping for the best. but you play great.
Yeah,
And
when I'm at the table, I'm fearless and
yeah,
extremely confident.
but I've always been raised with the idea of if you're good, people will tell you you're good. You don't have to
Exactly.
come across and tell people how good you are.
Exactly.
The proof is in the pudding.
The proof is in the pudding.
Leave it on the table, and people will tell you how good you are.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need to tell them.
Exactly. A good little safety on the left, and they're having a safety battle on the right as well.
Oh, she almost had that off that 13. She was trying to go off and in, break out her 5 ball, which was a fantastic idea.
Oh, and she left her opponent in a jam here.
Yeah, she's locked up.
There's not much to be had other than maybe combo in the 5 and try to play safe beyond the 15. There's a lot of ways to get safe here, though, if you combo in that 5. Could get safe behind the 8. Good hit on the left. Will she get a rail? She will.
You're absolutely right, Jim. That is exactly right.
Nailed it.
I think that that people that talk cocky or are arrogant, too big of an ego, is such a turnoff for me.
Well,
I choose to, like, I'll root the underdog just because he's a nice guy.
exactly.
You know what I mean?
I think I started playing a lot better pool as well when I became a little more humble and a little more realistic as far as my expectations. I thought I could never miss and everything would always go my way. I'd always win.
Yeah,
Doesn't work like that.
no. And then you get the beat down.
Constantly. Kevin wants to know if we've seen anybody else here shooting from a wheelchair. I believe there were a handful of players.
Yeah, there was a couple. I saw a couple. We have a really good one at home, too. My friend Cam.
Cam Kennedy,
Yeah.
fantastic wheelchair player. There's been a handful of times he's mopped the floor with me. He plays really good.
Yeah. I remember back probably 20 years ago, we used to play at Manhattan's, and at that time, Manhattan's had a concrete floor, and all the chairs were on wheels. So we would play a couple games seated, you know, and man, is it tough.
The gimmick game.
Oh,
I like that.
It is crazy tough.
Yeah, respect to you, Kevin, for playing from a chair. That is not an easy task. Very difficult. What's up, Alicia, Teresa? Welcome, everyone. So these two tables are taking a little while. The balls are tied up a bit. Both these teams are being very careful. There's some big implications to this match. Gord, Steph's just reading your comment there, and I guarantee she wants it to be an all SML Alberta final.
It's yeah, I'm rooting my boys hard. Like, you know what? Our Canadian boys are doing so great. Quebec has got such a great team.
Quebec's right in the mix too. Yeah.
So, and here's my thing. I obviously want my hometown boys to win. But subconsciously also, I'm rooting for a big win for Francis Crevier because I feel like he was robbed of a good win last year. And he is just, this goes to our cockiness, humble kind of conversation. He is just such a nice guy. Plays so great. Has been nothing but a gentleman. Of course, he's aggressive and on the table, but when you talk to him, he's just the nicest guy.
Oh, he's super nice and a really funny guy too. He likes to joke around and have fun while he's playing too.
Yeah.
It should be noted that he got a few jelly rolls and snapped off the Masters 9-ball singles though.
Did he?
Yeah, so he's already got his win.
Oh yeah,
so he doesn't
Danny
need
Olson
to.
one.
Yeah, he doesn't need to win the teams now. It's okay.
Yeah. I just think he's a nice guy, and I always kind of subconsciously, moderately root for him.
I do too. we were just talking about that earlier. I said, the nice comments were payment enough. And somebody said, well, a few beverages, adult beverages here and there would be good payment too. And we just had one of the members of Team Machine come up and offer to buy me and Steph a drink.
Such nice guys.
Mr. Lloyd Anderson, he is one of the nicest guys I know.
For sure.
Him and 100 other Calgary players.
We know so many nice people.
It's such a great game in that sense. There's so many good people that play pool.
I've met, can't even count how many lifelong friends I have met through this game.
Mm-hmm. Sitting right beside one right now.
Aw, you're my favorite.
It's been a lot of fun. We get to travel a lot. We get to meet a lot of different people, and we're living the dream. The pool player dream, mind you.
Yeah.
This is not a golfer's dream.
No, definitely not. Now, if we could live comfortably doing this, then that is definitely a dream. What a kick.
Look at that shot. You like me now, she says.
And her opponent puts her cue away before this 8-ball is even down.
Gotta love that.
She just sets it down.
That's the Eric Vargas move right there. He throws the towel when you kick a ball in when he plays safe. He just hates it. Look out.
No problem.
Yeah, she's okay. Nobody move.
So Gord is thinking about moving to Calgary to learn how to get better from a chair. You know what, Gord? There's no shortage of pool in Calgary. Edmonton actually has become very pool heavy as well. I mean, I think since Top Shots has kind of come into.
What's that, sorry? 8-ball in the corner. I'm supposed to pick up a shot. Oh.
Sorry, guys, just somebody chatting from behind here. So since Top Shots has got to Edmonton, they've been having a ton of tournaments. So either or, I think you know a lot of people in Edmonton too.
Thank you. Good luck tomorrow, too. Oh, yeah.
And you know what? We've had so Ann Salzar on on YouTube is just saying that when Tony went through his cancer treatments, the pool community here rallied around him. It was amazing. We've had a couple of those I know that you guys have been watching for a little while, and at about this time, just before this time last year, we had a big rally for our captain, Barry Hui, and just before that, the year before that, we had a huge fundraising tournament for one of our pool community, Christy Greenlee, who we lost. I can't believe it's been 2 years.
Yeah, it's hard to believe it's been 2 years.
She was the Calgary pool community's pool sweetheart.
She sure was.
Her family is very well known in the pool community, and Al Greenlee was her dad, or is her dad, and Greg Greenlee, Colin Greenlee, all master level players. Very well known, but it is amazing the amount of support that the pool world can just come forth with. It makes your heart melt, So I am glad to hear. I remember you telling me the story of Tony, and I am so glad he's doing well. Great to see him here year after year.
They did honor Christy by naming a team after her. They play as Barker's Beauties.
Barker's Beauties, that's right.
And we play as Barry's team, so those team names will be around until the end of time.
I would think so. It just kind of gave me the heebie-jeebies.
Yeah, me too. Jerry, long drive and need a place to stay. Good luck with that one, Jerry. Unfortunately, I don't have room at my house. Steph's got a full house, too.
We do have a full house, but I'm sure we could work out something, Jerry.
Gloria, Alaska came with a big time. Milan broke and ran out the hill for the win. It was fantastic.
Yeah, you're right, Glenn. Lethbridge, Medicine Hat, all the surrounding areas, they've got lots of pool too.
There's good pool all over Alberta. If you guys have ever followed this tournament, it is a constant stream of Alberta players winning. And so when we come down here, there's some fear in the back of their minds when they draw an Alberta team. They know it's going to be tough. We don't send weak teams down here.
I think, honestly, that it's a little tribute to how many, affordable open tournaments we have back home. We keep it pretty affordable, 20, 25 bucks to play alongside the Ben Francises, the Stephen Holems, the Joe Spences, So the competition and the amount, the level of skill that we're able to gain for a $20 tournament keeps us in check.
It's unbelievable. That's how I got to where I am now, is playing all those little $20 tournaments and just getting to play the Dwayne Bjornstads, the Billy Thompsons, the Kevin Osbornes.
Absolutely.
Edwin Montal, John Jorgensen.
I think the Alberta pool scene, like, I can't really speak for any of the other provinces because I haven't played there. I don't know a lot of the players, but I know for a fact that Alberta has got a great pool community. We've got lots of players. I can't even guess as to how many championships we have within our province. But I think we're a testament to play better, get better. We're not. I think I speak for all of us when I say, like, we're not big on the, I don't want to donate kind of philosophy. You're going to have to donate a little, as long as it's affordable and it makes sense. But, you can't get better than a $20 lesson, play some of the greats and Edwin Montel and, draw into a Dave Martin or a Rick Marshall or whoever, right?
So many good players.
Great
so
experience.
little time.
Okay, guys, so I'm going to check off here for a little bit. I'm going to go grab a soup so that I'm not vibrating by the time our 7 o'clock match hits. But
Don't
I
eat
will
the
be...
clam chowder.
You know what? I am eating clam chowder because I've had it twice. And
you got a strong stomach. You'll
delicious.
be okay.
It's delicious. So I will be back in a few minutes, guys. I'll leave you here with Ben. We'll talk to you in a bit.
Wayne Burba, that 8-ball was kicked in Niagara Falls at the Canadian Championships last year to win the Canadians. Still gives me the heebie-jeebies. I just went. Sorry, guys. Just turn the volume off to chit-chat. Steph asked me if I'd like her to bring me something back. Tyler still plays, Devin. Tyler does still play a little, but he doesn't live in Alberta anymore. He lives in Victoria, I believe, and he still plays a little bit. He was on some of our streams last, I believe, November in Nanaimo. Happened to win both singles events, the 8 and 9 ball, in very tough fields. Tyler is still very, very talented and a very smart and methodical player who knows how to play the game right. When CCS sends a team, where do they fall in Vegas, ACS or VNEA? Jerry Kyan would like to know. They would fall in ACS. CCS and ACS are affiliated. Oh, how about that shot too? Another fantastic shot on the left table there. She needs to avoid the kiss on the 15 when she pots the 4 ball here. I'm not sure the kiss on the 15 will give her shape on the 8, so she needs to go over and take a look at where she needs to be in order to have a shot on the 8. So hopefully you guys are enjoying the Q Sports Live coverage of the 39th annual VNEA World Pool Championships at Ballys in the heart of Las Vegas. If you guys are enjoying this, please go to the VNEA Facebook page. Send them a quick message just saying how much you enjoyed our coverage and our professional commentary, and that will go a long way into getting us back here next year to give you guys some more coverage. So that would be much appreciated by all, and thank you for the ones that already have gone and messaged them. Oh, great effort on the right table. Just caught a little too much of that rail, so it didn't quite slop in at that speed. Let's see what blurred vision can do here to try and get rack on the board. On the left, she decelerated a little, but ended up hitting it perfect. That was a great shot. Gary, okay, the deliberate placement of chalk is considered marking the table. I'd love to see them try to prove that. I see players do it all the time. I think it's too hard to prove that it isn't something that I do often because I don't really need the assistance with the aiming points. I kind of play by feel, and I've done so much repetition that I don't really need those extra aids. But I do see a lot of players try to, use it as an extra marker, but apparently it is illegal. Yeah, absolutely fantastic out by Kate on the other table there. Gord, I'll tell you that's not a problem with those tournaments. That's actually a good thing for those tournaments that the same players win week in and week out, because there was one point I was not one of those players. And by taking my lumps throughout the years, I eventually became one of those players. Hello, Barb. And thank you, Doreen. I appreciate that. That's called an RTFO. You got it. Oh, it looks like a 10-6 for Texas on that table. Get this score to 40-15. Believe we are now on games 5 and 6. So I will run through a couple quick ads in between racks here. We got Bob Danielson Custom Cues. Go check them out online, guys. bdcuesandcomics.com. Lots of really neat stuff on there. You'll see me playing with the Sweet Spot 360 low deflection shaft. Hits like a dream. Also, we have the Sure Shot Billiards Cue site. You can check them out online, sureshotbilliardsite.com. Genius little invention that is. Will help you with your aiming. Will also give you instant feedback if you're twisting your wrist, dropping your elbow, stuff like that. Awesome, Barb. Yeah, I did take the instructor's course, and it was really, really good stuff. So if you guys ever get a chance when you're down here, take that course. It's absolute gold, worth every penny. And I made some new friends during the course, a couple new students as well. So hopefully I can continue teaching and trying to grow this game, creating better players. Trying to get some juniors involved, in which case I give the first hour free to juniors, just as a way to try to get more of them playing. So if you guys do have some kids out there that are interested in playing, I'd be more than willing to spend an hour with them at no cost. Glenn, the only real difference between BCA and VNEA is the ball and hand off the break. So just make sure that if your opponent does scratch on the break, that you do look at all the options all over the table. It does not have to be behind the line. That would be my real only advice for a BCA tourney, other than you'd have to probably pay a little more attention to how you're moving the cue ball and how you're potting the balls, because the pockets play a little tighter. So just give the shots a little extra attention to make sure you hit the heart. And yes, absolutely, Gary. I totally agree. You'd have to bend down. It would have to look really deliberate. If I just chalked my cue quick and put the chalk down on the rail, that could never be considered aiming with the chalk. No problem, Glenn. Glad to help. Barb, I am sure I can break an old dog of some bad habits. I have broke a few old dogs of some bad habits in the past year or two. It's really all about just making slight adjustments. Don't try to change everything at once. It's too hard for if you've been playing the game for a long time. So it's really all just about the slight adjustments and spending lots of time at the table developing those slight adjustments. So I'm sure if we spent an hour or two, Barb, it could do a world of difference for your game. Obviously, you get a much discounted price because of who you are. So I'm sure we can set something up when I get back. And thank you, Deborah, and thank you, Gord. I appreciate that muchly. I try to do what I can to help grow this game and give these great players what they deserve, which is probably a better payday. Yeah, you got that right, Jerry. After he said he was shooting with a black ferrule. Wasn't quite sure how to accept the SS360 white ferrule. Had a hard time at first, but after a few racks, giddy up, he says. Amazing shaft. It sure is. It's everything we say it is. When we promote something here at Q Sports Live, it is only of the highest quality. We will not promote something that doesn't do what we say it does. So anytime we give you guys some feedback on shafts and cues and break cues, jump cues, tips, you name it, we are giving you accurate information. We would not mislead you guys. And you bring up a very good point. I do see teaching helping my own game. It's kind of reinforcing those little things that I'm telling people. And then I constantly tell myself to practice what I preach. So it has helped my game quite a bit to start teaching. So not only is it helping create better players, it's also helping turn me into a better player. A 3-pack, Barb. Well, it sounds like you don't need my help at all then. That's pretty sporty. Especially, you know, if it hasn't happened in a really long time, then obviously you still got it. It's still there. Can I teach you how to break like Rick Stanley? I could try, Patrick, but I feel like that is an accomplishment I will never be able to have. Rick hits the balls as hard as anyone I've ever seen. Gord, the SS360 is not a carbon fiber shaft. It is a wood shaft. In my opinion, the best maple shaft out there on the market right now. The Jacoby Black you'll hear us talking about quite often, that is a carbon fiber shaft. I will be switching to that when I get home next week. I'll put in a couple months and see how I like it. And absolutely, Barb, the greatest thing about this game, one thing that I've always really loved about it, is you can never stop learning. This game is never-ending knowledge. There's so much to learn and so little time. Oh, and I'm sure Rick has helped your break, because if you hit it anything like him, I'm sure you're running a lot of racks, because he just crushes it. A lot of fun to watch. Differs slightly from my weak second ball break that I use most times. Yeah, Deborah, the SS360 is not a carbon shaft. It is a maple shaft. It is 6 pieces spliced. If you guys are interested in test hitting with one, you can always find me at one of these tournaments. By all means, come up and grab the cue right out of my hand. So it looks like we got blurred vision at both tables here. They need to put a win up on the board. They haven't had a win here yet. They are only 25 points trailing, which is not a lot, but it can slip away really quick in this 16-game format. And these ladies do play 16 games because they are 4 ladies per team. So each player will play each player on the opposing team once. Awesome, man. Maybe I'll hit up Rick for a quick break lesson before I head out. See what he's got to show me. If nothing else, if it doesn't help me, hopefully I can use it to help somebody else. What is my speed number when you hit the rack at breaking? I think like my fastest break is only about 28, which is pretty quick for a guy my size, but it's always the little guys who break really big. But I find 28 is even way too hard for these small tables. These small tables don't require hitting the ball that hard. It's really hard to get a good spread and keep a good spread. I find when you hit it that hard, they spread out and they tie back up. And that's great to hear as well. And I mean, I knew Rick was a great guy. He's an even better guy if he loves to help people with their game. That's a brownie point in my books. Gord, how does it differ from the 314? It is tapered different. It's a little bit thicker. 314's tapered a little thinner. In my opinion, it hits a lot better than the 314, but obviously pool is 90% about feel, and everyone's going to have a different preference. Yeah, similar to the 314-3, I guess. It does hit really straight. It's super low deflection. Almost zero, but not quite. Look at this timing shot. Oh, got the timing wrong. Looked like she was going to time that 5-ball just perfect. He got there, Deborah. He got there. .314 is nice. Just shoot with one. You'll see the difference. Yeah, Jerry's absolutely correct. Jerry actually just recently got his hands on a SS360, and he loves it. So it's not just us telling you. You can get some feedback from some great players such as Jerry. the shaft hits amazing. It really does. And price-wise, a little more affordable than the 314. So pretty straight on this 12 on the left-hand table. Let's see if she tries to draw back a little for the 15. She caught it with the stun follow. So she'll need to cut this 15 in the side and control the cue ball well, unless she's eyeing up another safe. But I feel like the play here is cut the 15 in the side, send the cue ball between the 8-5, and you should have shape on the 14 or the 10. It's a 6-piece shaft, Mark. That is a 6-piece shaft. A little different from the Jacoby 140-piece pie shaft. This one is only 6. I find it hits really good. So whatever he did in the construction of that shaft is perfect. So we do have, in case you guys are just tuning in, this is the B-side C-side final. So we've coined it as the Texas Beaches won the lukewarm seat. So they won the B-side, and then this triple elimination, they will have to be beat twice by Blurred Vision in order to reach the final. And Deborah brings up a great point, which I'll flash up the poster quick in between shots here. Looks like we won't have much time to read it, so I'll put it back up later. Well, we got the viewer advantage number 8. That's only $20 per advantage pack. Gets you the chance to win your choice of a Jacoby Black, a T3 jump break cue, a JB case plus the cash top-up, an SS360 shaft plus the cash top-up, or $620 Canadian cash. If you'd like to send in for that, Canadian residents can use qsportslive@gmail.com, email transfer. If you're outside Canada, just message the Q Sports Live page, and we'll give you all the info on how you can send in for that. Can I see the score between Gladiator and Valley? No, unfortunately, it's a little far away. But I will try to get a score update at some point, guys, over there. Looks like a 10-6 win for Texas again. And that'll put the score 50-21. So Texas is currently up 29 balls. And now they will be on games 6 and 7. And it looks like Texas is going to roll this 8-ball in the side for a 10-3 win, and they're really looking at running away with this. And indeed, 10-3 for Texas, so they put the first 6 wins on the board. And so I got a chance to put that viewer advantage poster back up there for you guys. Viewer advantage number 8 draw date will be Saturday evening. This is a winner's choice. Your first choice is the Jacoby Black, 2 T3 jump break cue, 3 JB case plus cash top up, 4 SS360 shaft plus the cash top up, or 5 $620 Canadian cash. Those are your 5 options. And as always, guys, we have Mike Burton, home team, one of the biggest supporters of Q Sports Live. Team Spain, you may have got to watch them play yesterday. I believe I marked that on the correct side. I think your score is wrong on right side. Very possibly. Very possibly, Janine. I will do a score check at some point, just to make sure I got it right. So possibly after these 2 racks, I will go and check the score quick, just to make sure it's accurate and I'm not misleading you guys. Woot woot, says Ann. Yeah, this Texas team playing really good pool. Looking at running away with this to get into the final. The winner of this match will play the final at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. Looks like we had the team from Ontario win that last match in the men's masters. Harvey Shognosh and their team, Pod and the boys. So Canada's still going strong in all divisions. I gave her 3. She left 4 on opponent. Yeah, so if there were 4 balls on the table, that means her opponent had 3 balls pocketed. What do those numbers mean? 6, 7 out of 16. So those are the number of games played out of the total number of games in the match. And Jim, you bring up a great point there, sir. Does 9 a.m. and finals really belong in the same sentence? I really don't feel like it does, but they only have so much time to finish off this tournament, so they're going to try to get all the finals matches in this finals dome. So they're going to play that one at 9 a.m. so they have time for all the other matches tomorrow. And no problem, Janine. I appreciate that you are paying attention and trying to help. I love it, because I will miss scores all the time trying to watch these 2 tables, read comments, give advice when I can. So it definitely helps when you guys are keeping score as well, helping me out. Much appreciated. What advice, only one, would you tell me when shooting from my wheelchair? Kevin wants to know. Well, I would have to say just, obviously practice a lot is one, but, even though you're sitting, try to keep still, obviously. Don't lift your head and try to keep your arms straight. All that cliche stuff, I think it all applies to playing in a chair as well. Obviously, practice will be very key for you, though, Kevin. You'll need to reharness your skills from the chair. But your arm already knows what to do. You just have to tell your brain to tell your arm what to do. But your muscle memory should be fairly strong if you've been playing for a while. But I do hope it goes well for you. I wish you all the best, Kevin. Jerry says, every time I break second ball down, the cue ball goes flying. Well, that is, you're not hitting low enough, and possibly you're hitting it a little too hard. Another possibility is you're hitting the second ball a little too thin. You need to hit it a little fatter, as they would say. 60 points equals 6 finished games. Ergo, they're playing 7 and 8. Awesome. Thank you, Michael. Sort of half paying attention here while reading some comments, trying to help you guys out with your games on the side, which is something I really love to do, is answer all your questions and try to help you guys play better pool as well. That's ultimately what we're here for. Try to grow the game, get more people playing, and if you're playing better, it'll make you want to play more. So Michael E. brings up a good point there for you, Kevin. Set up on the natural shot line as well as you can. So Try to sort of change your approach to the table, but still approach the table in a straight line of your shot. Hopefully that advice will help a little bit. Another thing you could do, Kevin, is maybe message a fellow named Cam Kennedy. You can search him up on Facebook. If you can't find him, I can try to give you his contact info. You should be able to find him fairly easily on there. He is from Calgary. From Alberta, for sure. I'm not sure if he still lives in Calgary, but he's from surrounding area or close by. You could message him, tell him that I sent you, and he might be able to give you some advice about playing in a chair. And definitely, if you tell him that I sent you, it will help him possibly be a little more helpful, knowing that I recommended him. So I hope that helps, Kevin. Hope it goes well for you. Jerry, yeah, and that's just a matter of the nerves in your arm if you're not doing it on gameplay. You got to just keep practicing it, and eventually you'll get it to a point where you'll do it during gameplay as well. I wouldn't say it's possible you're hitting too low. Maybe try it with low inside or outside English. I think you're probably hitting it too hard if it's, flying off the table or going straight in the pocket. So yeah, there is an open player in Edmonton that plays in a chair. He's also a really great player as well. Unfortunately, I can't think of his name. It's on the tip of my tongue right now, and it will come to me, and I will inform you guys who it is at a later date. Shane Van Boning has the best break to learn. It works really great for me. Do you guys agree? I totally agree, Marciano. Shane's got the best break in the world. And I've learned a lot from watching Shane, not only break, but watching Shane play. Jerry says, Ben, second ball break, low left or right, depending on the side you break. It sort of depends on the way the table is playing, I find. Because even breaking from the left side, I prefer to use low left English, but there are times when I'll use low right English if the table is not breaking properly. And there you go. Jim Orzel has Cam's number. I'm not sure if Kevin is still out there. Kevin, if you're still out there, you can message Jim Orzel. He can give you Cam's contact info as well. I'm positive Cam would be more than willing to help. Two more Canadian teams advance on Seaside Masters Division. Tearing it up. Well, there you go, Kevin. Contact that player in Wisconsin. I'm sure he'd be more than willing to help you. And yes, Jeremy, I am a fish. That is an accurate statement. I break second ball and I am a fish. Yeah, very difficult to shoot over balls as well, Gord. So my advice for that would be go out and buy the best bridge or rake, as they call it in some places. Find the best one that you can find that'll help you get over the ball. Hopefully that helps. Jeremy, he probably was kidding because Corey Doole has one of the best second ball breaks in the world, and that guy is far from a fish. If I told you to break from the right, hit low right. If you break from the left, hit low left, sound right. Jerry, like I said before, it kind of depends on the way the table is playing. And like Jeremy says there, kind of depends on how the tables break in for me. So I prefer to hit it with the outside spin, but there are times when I'll hit it with the inside spin. So it does depend on how the table's breaking. Usually, I would prefer to hit head ball if the tables are racking really good and breaking good, then I'm hitting head ball every time. But I find these tables tend to rack a little tough, in which case second ball is a much better break. Squeaked that ball in on the left table there. That one used the whole pocket. Looks like Texas versus Montana girls 9 a.m. for the championship. Well, let me tell you, this match is far from over still. Still a lot of games to be played. Long way to go. Far from over for the Iowa team. They still have time to work here. This 8-ball on the side will go a long way to help them there. She needs to roll that in for a 10-3 win. Catch them up a little here. There you go, Kevin. Yeah, collapsible bridge that extends out 72 inches. That is very similar to what the player in Calgary plays with. Jeremy, it is Ben Francis on the mic right now. That is correct. Todd wants to know, who is the turtle rack and auction with this tournament? Todd, I'm not sure what you mean by that. You may have to reword that phrase, sir. I know you're having a little trouble seeing, but I'm not sure what you mean by auction and turtle rack. There's no turtle racks here. Only triangles allowed at this tournament. Keep the game simple and try to claw back. Absolutely. So that was a 10-3 win over there for Blurred Vision. That'll put it 63-34. And so we are currently now on rack 8 and 9. In this 16-game format, we are just over the halfway point of this match, so Blurred Vision does not have a ton of time left to work. But there's still time to make the comeback. Just need to run a couple of racks and this can tighten up really quick. All right, can you use the turtle rack at this tournament? There you go. And hopefully I already answered that for you, Todd, but I will answer again. There are no rack templates allowed at this tournament. This cue ball is tracking to the long, dark tunnel to the ball return. Bridgehead on jump cue. Yeah, there's been lots of players use the bridgehead to assist jumping. As long as you use the one provided. I don't believe they did go through a phase where they were making bridgeheads that helped you jump better. They are no longer allowed. There is a player at this tournament, a Calgary player who jumps absolutely unbelievably good with the bridgehead. I've seen him use 2 bridgeheads quite often, stack them on top of each other. Okay, 10-7 win for Blurred Vision there, but they are going to need a few bigger wins than just the 7 in order to catch up here, I do believe. So that'll put us on rack 9 and 10 now of 16. Deborah, yeah, we are going home after VNEA. And let me tell you, I can't wait to go home. I miss my boy, and I miss my parents, my sister, friends and family at home, my local pool room. There's some homesickness going on, let me tell you. It's been a long 3 weeks here. I believe it is 3 weeks today that we arrived in Vegas, so 21 days later, I am a little Vegased out and a little homesick, let me tell you. But we are on day 8. We have 2 days left of this event. I'm really excited for tomorrow to play the final with my boys. Hopefully we can bring it home again one more time for Mr. Hui. Pick up some bacon on the way home. Kevin, I think I'm bringing home the bacon at this tournament, let me tell you. I did well at ACS to pocket a few bucks, and I've done well here to pocket a few bucks. Hopefully by the end of it, there's a few more bucks in my pocket, as in winning that team final tomorrow. All right, Todd, that's good action on the first set. Nothing wrong with that. Little side sweat. Everybody loves a little action on the side, myself included. I do enjoy sweating pool matches. It's what got me into this business. So I do tend to bet on the side here and there, just not while I'm working. 10 days last year was 7 too many for Anne. Yeah. Let me tell you, it's a long one. It's a long trip, this one. I don't think... Well, I know I've never been away from home this long, so this is new for me. Lisa, our match is scheduled for 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. That will depend on how the previous match goes. We are scheduled for 3, and I believe it would be 5 o'clock at the latest that we would start that match. But we do have some of the days Saturday also. Saturday is open to finish off play if needed. I think we'll just finish it off tomorrow, ideally. Reminder, Gladiator versus Valley. Wow. Kevin. They are on tables 25 and 26, which is unfortunately in the other room. So I will not be able to go over there and get a score check for you, unfortunately, Kevin. Sorry, Billy was the one looking for that score check. Kevin says, do you remember your address? I think so. I think I remember where I live. Only one way to find out. All right. All that excitement you heard was actually somebody winning the coin flip. I always make the joke when people cheer that they won the coin flip. These guys just cheered when they won the coin flip. So let's see if we can run a little play-by-play here. I've been trying to keep up with all your comments and trying to give a little pointers here and there, so I haven't done too much play-by-play. No problem, Billy. So it looks like we got a little safety battle going on the right. Fantastic shot played there. Put her opponent in absolute jail. She can kick towards the 7 or the 5 or the 2. I would kick towards the 2 ball. That way I don't move the 7 or the 3. I want to leave that there and make my opponent work for this rack. Chris Miller. This is currently sort of B-side slash C-side. So this is a triple elimination tournament. So Texas Beaches won the B side, which we have coined the lukewarm seat, not the hot seat. And Blurred Vision will have to beat them twice in order to reach the final. And in which case, if Blurred Vision does happen to win 2 sets here and reach the final, they will have to beat the team from Montana 3 sets in order to take home the title. If Texas makes it to the final, they will have to win 2 sets against the Montana team. The final of this will be played at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. Yeah, there you go. The tepid seat. Very good, Jim. Very good. I like that. A tepid seat. And we got some good matches coming up here on some of these other tables as well. It's getting down to the nitty-gritty of this tournament, so not a lot left to be played, and let me tell you, a lot of pressure happening in this room right now. These are some really big matches being played. Overcut that 5 by just a hair. That could be very costly. So for everyone out there with your volume on, if you could click that share button for me, that would be greatly appreciated. If you could also share the YouTube link onto your Facebook page, we would also appreciate that. Try to get these numbers up a little higher for these fantastic lady players we have on here playing the B-side slash C-side final. And so on this left table, she'll use, I'm going to guess, this 12 ball to try and draw into those balls over there that are tied up. The other option, and probably a safer option, would be the safety. In which case there's a lot of places you can leave your opponent where they cannot pocket that 5 ball. So we'll see what she chooses to do here. She's going to give it the full attention and make sure she makes a good decision, which I like. So I think she's looking at if that 13 will pass the 5 into the top left, which I believe it will, but it's only to about a quarter of the pocket, I'm not sure how much good it does to play that shot. I feel like she has to try to find a safe here. Jim, I believe they saved some of the tear down for tomorrow. I don't believe they start tearing down today. They are still using majority of the tables. In these intermediate and master divisions, we are down to the final 4 and 3. But in the open, there's still quite a long way to go. I believe there's still about 32 teams in the open divisions. In the men's, there's about 32. In the ladies, there were a little bit less, but not much less. So they will play deep into tomorrow night, I believe. So a smart shot on the left there. Put the 15 in the way as well. And I think she could thin this ball. But it's not going to go in, I don't believe. It's hard to see from this angle if she could cheat the pocket enough. But I think the play here is to call it in, thin it, and possibly try to leave it over the hole as well. Well, she's shaking her head. This might be a little bit tight. A little bit tight by the 15 and the 14. Could be just enough room to squeeze through there. Indeed, there was just enough room. So a pretty good hit there. She's left the ball in the jaws, which will create a problem for her opponent. So now I think the shot here is play the 13 in and try to play shape so that you can play a safe or possibly use the 15 to follow in the 5. Oh no, John says, had to switch to my phone from my TV. The NBA finals are on. Uh-oh. I might have to finish off this match and go see if the Raptors can win game 1. I'll find out where Grant is since he's not a basketball fan anyway. But I definitely would love to watch some of that game. I might just watch the second half, though. I feel like not a lot ever happens in the first half anyway. Deborah, thank you for sharing. And John, I would appreciate that. Keep us updated on the score. That's awesome. It's a big day in Canada. First time Raptors have ever made it to the finals. They're, I believe, 24 years of the team's history. David, I did not find out where in Iowa they are from. But I can try to find out. Let's see if it will show. Blurred Vision is from Melody Music. So maybe you know where that is, David. Maybe you know where Melody Music plays out of in Iowa. Did we cover the men intermediate finals? We have not. It is scheduled for Saturday morning, the men's intermediate finals, and it will be covered on Q Sports Live on table 8 and 7. We have that scheduled for 9 a.m. on Saturday morning. Oh, it's on the back of their shirts, but you can't read it. Can't read it from here either, but see if I can in a minute here. Clive. They're from Clive, Iowa. Awesome, Lisa. She doesn't live in Canada, but she's rooting for Toronto. I think everyone's rooting for Toronto. They're all getting sick of seeing Golden State win every time.
That's what we do.
Good hit there on the right. Good call by the ref.
My only 2 matches are going to be over here anyway.
Sorry, guys, just turn down the volume to chit-chat with the ref there for a moment. To be honest, this guy has a soothing voice. Thank you, Cohen. Appreciate that. I hope it's not too soothing. We don't need you guys falling asleep out there. Yeah, they may have to change the league name from National Basketball Association to International Basketball Association, Jim. Then who knows, maybe we could get a Calgary team or an Edmonton team or something one day. So this left table, she's looking at comboing in this 5 and leaving the cue ball behind the 15 to block the 8. Very smart shot she's looking at here. So we'll see how she hits it. This is going to be soft, but she's got to make sure she gets that 13 by the 14. She did really well there. Very smart shot. And that is how you play this game, ladies and gentlemen. Ooh, ouch, Patrick. Ouch. What was that for? Is that because the autofocus sometimes, or are you just really not liking the quality? Definitely let me know if you don't like it, and we can try to make adjustments. And it is a little clearer on YouTube if you guys would like to go over there and watch. I know the quality on YouTube is slightly better. Awesome, John. Really great to hear. Oh, and I apologize for that, Patrick. We do have one camera that's having some autofocus problems. And we are currently in the midst of finding a camera to replace that one. So hopefully we can do that in the near future and resolve that issue with the autofocus. Right has just a hint of blur. Yeah, that's part of what we are battling with here. Is we will try to purchase some new equipment. The more we come out to these events and stream this great pool, the more we'll be able to invest in better equipment and get you guys the best quality coverage possible. And yes, Robin, that is correct. If you guys are having problems on the Facebook, just switch on over to our YouTube. It's fairly seamless over there. Good quality. Facebook's having some problems, so. Oh, wow. Look at this shot. How good is that shot on the right? Wow. These ladies have been kicking balls in all day like they're hangers. Incredible. What a shot. What a shot. And this 8-ball for a 10-1 win. And this is nearly out of reach already when she makes this ball. There's not a lot of time left for blurred vision to work here. This is a big 8-ball. She's drilled it, nothing but net. That's going to make the score 80-45. 35 points up with not a lot of games to be played here. We are on games 10 and 11 of 16. Awesome, Deborah. Appreciate it. We have tried doing that, David. It is kind of... We had one drop. So we had a camera at Four Bears last year drop on the concrete floor from about 9 feet in the air, and it did some damage. The camera still works, but the autofocus feature will not let us change it now, so we do need to purchase a new one, which we are in the midst of doing. But yes, Deborah, the YouTube is better quality stream than the Facebook right now. We're having some problems with Facebook. Worldwide is having some problems. It is not on our end. 6-4 Toronto. Thanks, John. Appreciate it. As I cannot watch the basketball game right now, next best thing is score updates from John Deathlefs. Hopefully I pronounced that properly, John. Nice kick. Ricky says Kwania. What's up, Kwania? We got to watch Kwania play at ACF. She played great, as always. I guess you know some of these girls, hey, Kwania. They're probably from around your parts. But that was one of the best shots we've seen of the day, if not of the tournament. Fantastic kick shot. Awesome. I pronounced it properly, too. I'm getting good at this. I could try to pronounce so many different names. I'm getting better. Tied at 9. All right. So let's see here on the left. She has to kick one rail somewhere near the side pocket. That side pocket's actually almost exactly where she needs to hit. I think from this angle you could hit just past the side, so above the side as we're looking on the screen here. With just a little bit of pace, get it to straighten out. And I give her about a 1 in 2 chance of hitting this. And she did well to hit it, but she's left it in a very bad spot. It's not going to do her any favors. If she does get back to the table, all she will have is most likely a bank shot. I can't see her opponent leaving her any good look here. So hopefully if you guys are enjoying the quality of the stream and the commentary, you guys could do us a big favor. Go to the VNEA Facebook page, send them a quick message just letting them know that you enjoyed it, and hopefully that'll help us get back here next year. Give you guys some more great coverage of this fantastic event. Best event of the year in my books. So let's see, if we're on rack 10 and 11, means there's 4 racks after this one. So if they're up more than 40 balls after these 2 racks, the match will be over. And they're currently up 35. So Blurred Vision must win at least one of these games. Bob Stevenson, you can find the standings for the tournament on CompuSport. There's an app, and you can also just use your internet browser. Wow, how good is this shot on the left? That is a fantastic shot. To bank that ball back in the way of the 8, how good did she hit that? It's a really good shot. So as I was saying, you can find all the standings on CompuSport. You can use your internet browser, or you can download the free app. So you can follow all your favorite players. You can search by name, or you can search the bracket and follow along with the brackets. Absolutely fantastic safe on the left. You got that right, John. Awesome, Deborah. Appreciate it. We love you too. We love all our viewers. We have the best fans out there. And we really do appreciate you guys tuning in all the time and sharing the stream and helping us try to grow this great game. Free is a very big part of what we do. Our game plan is to get people watching pool who don't play pool. We need the masses watching pool. If we get enough people watching and enough recognition, we can start approaching some bigger sponsors and start adding some money into these tournaments and giving these players the paydays they deserve for how talented they are. And yes, Jason, Barbara answered that question accurately. We do play at 3 p.m. Pacific tomorrow in the final. And thank you, John, for the updates on the score. Much appreciated. I'll have to see when the next match is scheduled on this stream, tables. And if we don't have a match for a little while, I'm going to run up to my room and watch some of the basketball game. That's my plan. But hopefully we have some matches on here so we can give you guys some good matches, some good pool to watch today. I believe we'll have matches all night, nonstop. So looks like Steven's not the only one with the stomach flu. Struggling a little on the left there. Might be something in the air. So she'll shoot this 14 ball and try to get a little shape on that 12. That's near the middle of the table. She could draw back and play that 12 in the top right pocket next. I believe that's what she's going to try to accomplish here. And she's done well. And she has a little angle here. I believe she can either roll forward, play the 8 in the top left, or she can come across and play the 8 in the same pocket. She's going to play this ball. We'll see what she chooses. Oh, that's awesome, Jim. The Raptors commentary is good times. Let me tell you, Jack Armstrong, I love that guy. One of my favorite commentators, rather. And yes, Jason, Jonette, it will be on tables 7 and 8 here on our stream tables, the final of the Men's Masters team event. It's a 10-7 win for Texas, so they've won all 9 games in the start of this match. And they're currently up 38 balls, which is a pretty considerable lead in only a 16-game format. Not a lot of games left to be played here. So we are currently on games 11 and 12 of 16. Getting down near the end of this match. Blurred vision cannot afford any more mistakes, I don't think. And that's not exactly a mistake because I don't think she's left anything on, but while her opponent's thinking, I'll run up a couple quick ads here. Nick's Q Innovation, based out of Calgary, Alberta, but you can ship him your cues. He can do the repairs, whatever's necessary, send it back to you. He'll ship it right back to you. And as always, guys, Jam Up Apparel. It's Judgment Day, and let me tell you, it is Judgment Day. This is what they refer to as Moving Day in the VNEA tournament. This is the day that decides your tournament fate. Mostly today is players playing down to get into the final. I did not hit up the sports book to put a few bucks on the Raps today, Dave. I'm thinking I might wait for game 2, which I would imagine will be Saturday. So we'll see how game 1 goes. And then I'll decide what I want to do about game 2. But I try not to gamble too much while I'm down here. It's fairly easy to lose a lot of money really fast in this city, let me tell you. So just given the attention this table on the right deserves, you don't want to get up and just bang at the balls. You got to figure out what the right shot is. And I think the right shot here is probably try to find some sort of safe involving comboing in that hanger in the top left, which is the 10 ball. So possibly shoot the 1 into the 10. You can call the 1. Send the cue ball back and forth across 2 rails using the 6-11-3 to cover the 9. Does Jam Up design team uniforms, or would I have to design them first? Tom Lane would like to know. Tom, that would be a question for Damien or Damien, the owners of Jam Up Apparel, but I am sure they will design it for you. They have designed some really, really cool stuff. Let me tell you, Jam Up Apparel is the way to go for pool clothing. Super good quality, lots of really cool designs. So check them out, guys, jamupapparel.com. Really good shot on the right there. Covered that top right pocket. That was a smart little shot she played there and attempted to get the cue ball behind the 2. She has left a shot at the 10 ball. David wants to know, did we throw some weight? I thought CompuSport earlier had you guys on 1 and 2. Last I checked, CompuSport never had a table assignment for that match. But we definitely did go up and request it to be streamed on table 7 and 8 so that it is free for all you guys to view. We don't want anyone missing that match. Also, it will be with at least one local team. And myself being part owner in Q Sports Live, I insisted that be put on our stream tables. I know a lot of fans of our team will love to watch that match. Timeout from the Warriors. That's what we like to hear. Timeout from the Warriors. I want to hear more of that. It means they're struggling. Okay, so on this right table, she needs to get out here or the match, I believe, will be over. No, oh no, oh no, she followed it in. I think if the player on the right gets out here, that'll make it 100 to 57. In which case, with only 4 games left to be played, they will be up more than 40 points, and I believe it will be over. No problem, and really glad you're enjoying it. I hope you guys are all enjoying this out there as much as I am. I'm loving this pool. This is like the most fun time of the year is watching the VNEA World Championships. All the best amateur players in the world here. Yeah, John, it would be kind of cool to play the machine, I won't lie. I'm definitely rooting for them too. I mean, those guys are all great friends of mine, so I would love to see them do well in this tournament. So I think if my scorekeeping is correct, and if my game score is correct, That is the end of the match, and they are going for handshakes. I believe they're going for handshakes, possibly not yet. They are up 43 balls. So still 5 games to play. That's correct. We're on 12 and 13. So 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 is in fact 5 games. So it's not quite over yet. They're up 43 with 5 to play. That means Blurred Vision can get a maximum of 50 points here and still make the comeback. So the way I calculate this is if Blurred Vision can get a maximum of 50 points, that puts them at 107. So Texas Beaches needs 8 balls in order to seal this win. And good luck in your Vegas qualifier tomorrow, Kevin. And all weekend, good luck, sir. Yeah, say I did throw my weight, but don't have a lot of weight to throw. So you're saying there's a chance? Yes, indeed. Pretty much need a dry break here on the right, though. And they have got it. So with them at both tables here, this match is not over. I've seen some crazy, crazy comebacks. Texas does only need 8 balls to seal this off. But you're right, Chris. It is basically over, but not quite over. We had a match, our first match of the tournament. We were down 22 points with 3 games to play, and we made the comeback. So I've seen lots of crazy stuff happen in this game. This is not over yet. And with Blurred Vision at both tables, if they can run both these out, this will put a lot of pressure on Texas to try to close it out. And it is not easy to finish. Believe me, very, very tough to finish in these tournaments. The little things that creep into your mind that you can't let creep into your mind happen all the time. Sometimes you're already thinking about the team you'll play in the final, and you haven't even made the winning ball yet, so not easy to finish. We'll see how Texas holds it together if they do get to one of these 2 tables or both of these 2 tables. We'll see how they go about holding their nerves to finish this off. Two minutes left in the first, 22-19. That's what we'd like to hear, John. Thank you for the updates, much appreciated. So on that left table, she's going to shoot the 14. It's very difficult to get shape on a ball here. I feel like if that 9 ball goes, she has to shoot the 9 now. The 7 ball is exactly in the way of getting shape again. She'll have to just miss the 7 in order to get back down there. That was pretty much worst case scenario. Was rub the 7 and end up behind the 5. And so she'll need to use multiple rails to hit one of these balls. And I think it's the Efren shot. It's the Z shot, and you call the 11 in. That's what she's aiming at here. You gotta hit this with some pace. And you gotta hope to get a little lucky. There's only so much you can measure on this shot. Cue ball's gonna take a little bit of a weird spin off that second rail, so it is not easy to predict what's going to happen here. Iowa would still need to win one more set after this. That should be noted as well. And that Iowa would have to win one more set if they somehow make the comeback here. Focus and discipline are the real master's tools, says Deborah. You absolutely nailed it. Focus and discipline. I'm going to remember that. Focus and discipline. Although I tend to be not very disciplined in this game. I tend to try some shots that don't always work out. I try to play with a lot of confidence, and sometimes it comes back to haunt me. Okay, so Texas with ball in hand on the left table. She needs 8 balls, in which is a win. If she can win this game on the left, the match is over. Andrew's back. Welcome back, Andrew, on the YouTube chat. So I feel like she's ran out of position on the right here. She'll now need to back cut that 10 into a blind pocket on the top right. The reason I call it blind is because the edge of the 10 where you're hitting, you're looking completely away from the pocket. So these are what we refer to as a blind pocket. All right, Toronto up 25-21. Andrew went to the league party. Oh, I hope you had fun, Andrew. Let's see, she doesn't really have a choice on the right other than to try to cut that ball in. I don't really see another great option here. She's looking at what shot she will have. She does have the 13. I didn't even see that ball there. Wow. Well, that's a much easier shot than the 10. Great shot there. Is she going to end up in the same spot, though? It looks like she's ended up in relatively the same spot, but I think she can see the 15 here. But there are no more mistakes allowed. Yeah, there you go, Andrew. See if you can get VNEA in Oklahoma. Start sending some Oklahoma teams to VNEA. And there you go. Yeah, discipline. Discipline doesn't mean meek. It means know your capability and focus in. And that is very good advice that you've given there, Deborah. Yeah, good eye there, Wayne. Wayne saw the 13. I didn't see the 13 before. I don't know what I was looking at. I was so dialed in on shooting that 10, I didn't even see the 13. Good thing I don't do that too often while I'm at the table. She got really unlucky there. That's extremely unlucky to put so much spin, check siding on that ball, and it just comes straight into the 8 and push the 8 right in the way of that ball. So she will need to come with a miracle kick shot to keep blurred vision alive here. And it may not have any relevance if they get out on the left table. It would be over anyway. So we'll see. She'll have to kick off that rail around where her hand is and call that ball in the bottom left. I don't think it goes in the side. And I'm not so sure trying to kick it in the side would be the right shot anyway. You're taking the cue ball away from the 8. So I think calling it in that bottom left corner is the play here. I'm going to hit somewhere just above the side pocket with a little bit of right spin. Try to change the angle a bit and try to hit that ball a little more full. So what she did there is something I do quite often. I look at kicking the cue ball into the ball, and then I look at kicking the ball into the cue ball. That actually gives me 2 really good reference points. And I don't put the chalk over there, so don't worry, guys. It's not something I ever do. It's just something I see people do quite a bit, which is apparently illegal if you do it intentionally. So I have to keep that in mind and maybe keep my eye out for that and see if maybe I can catch my opponent doing it sometime. So here we go. This kick shot is pretty much for Blurred Vision's tournament life here. This is a must make because the lady on the left already has 5 balls. That means that Texas only needs 3 more balls to complete this match. Not a bad shot on the left there, but I think it leaked out a bit. Look at this get in there. What a great shot. These girls are kicking balls in like they're hangers. I can't believe this. That was an unbelievably good shot. And at such a big, big time in the match, that's going to keep them alive if she can make this 8. Well, she came with it big time there. Oh, you like that, folks. And I love what she's doing here. Lap around the table. Calm your nerves. Take a couple deep breaths before you get down and shoot this 8. Absolutely love what she did there. Very important to calm your nerves. Don't just get down and shoot the next ball. Absolutely incredible finish there. What a kick shot to keep their hopes alive. If the lady on the left can find a way to pot this 9 in the side, there's going to be a little bit of pressure starting to build on Texas to close this out. And it is not easy to finish in these spots. So big shot here. Try to make this 9 in the side. She's eyeing it up in the side. I might almost prefer this in the corner. Let's see what she does here. Here we go, 9 in the side. Oh, thank you, Tom. Appreciate that. Oh, she hit that with quite a bit of pace. I'm surprised she would hit it that hard. Has the 9 gotten in the way of the 3 ball, though? Let's see if she chooses a safety shot here. She might be able to shoot the 3 into the 9 and stick the cue ball on the 8. Don't know if there's any use trying to pot the 2 here. We are currently on games 13 and 14 now. Looks like she's going to just thin the 2 and leave the cue ball behind the 3-8, which I also don't mind. Oh, she thinned it to try to stay behind the 2. What a great shot. What a great shot that was. Really, really tough shot to hit it that good. She hit it great. So she's trying to keep control here. She wants to win this game and finish it off. It will depend on the break on the right, though, and if Miss Stanley learned anything from her husband. Let's see if she makes a ball. This could be all over here if she makes one. Yeah, she hits it hard. Has she got one? I don't hear anything. Is she reaching for her shooting cue, or is her opponent coming to the table? Looks like her opponent's coming to the table, so it was a dry break. And a big opportunity for Blurred Vision here on rack 13 and 14. Only these 4 games left. These 2 and 2 more, and they're up 33 balls with 4 games. So definitely no more mistakes allowed for the Iowa team. Blurred Vision, I believe the lady on the left will have to come with a shot here. She will have to jump this ball in or get safe somehow. Yeah, I've heard, Jim. I've heard there's a lot of smoke in the air. It's kind of like last summer. That's not good. Last summer was rough. There was a lot of smoke in the air. We had some scorching hot days where we never saw the sun, which was interesting. But to be honest, smoke or not, I can't wait to get home. I can't wait. I'll gladly breathe in some smoke-filled Calgary air. Here we go, jumping. Did she call the bottom left or right? Look, she hit that with draw. How good is that shot? Oh, and she was frozen to that 3 until it bumped it. Right up until the moment it bumped it, and I believe this is Julie at the table now. She has a shot on this 2 ball. She can go 1 rail and try to go into the 3 or the 8. Carlo be watching, says, make me proud, you Texas beaches. I think they're making you proud, Carlo. Hope the surgery goes well, sir. Thank you for tuning in, sweating your hometown gals. So here we go, big shot on the left table there. If she can shape up the 3 and make the 2, which she did. This is all but almost over. Oh, and a fantastic shot on the right table. But that 8 ball doesn't have a home. She'll need to shoot this 12 ball up to the corner or possibly play it in the side. She'll need to get an angle on the 14 in order to go into the 3-8. And she played the side and she got a nice angle here. So it's all going to depend on what happens when she goes into this 3-8. Smoky in Medicine Hat too. Sounds like Alberta's just smoke covered from all the forest fires around. Look at this. 2 rails into the 3-8 and got absolutely no love. She says, I'm trying. She did really well there. That was a great out up until that point, and then extremely unlucky to not get a shot on the 8. And I don't think it's going to have any relevance to this match because Julie on the left is shooting this 8 ball for the win. Okay, and the ladies from Texas have booked themselves a place in the final. So I'll switch you guys over to the PTZ here. You can watch all the hugs and handshakes and crowd in the background congratulating all their players. Congratulations to Texas Beaches. They will play the final at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. They will need to win 2 sets against the team from Minnesota in order to take home the title. Congrats to Blurred Vision for a very strong 3rd place finish. As you can see, high fives all around from that team. I'm sure they're happy with their performance here. Not easy to go this deep in these tournaments. So with that, I will leave you guys all with a commercial or 2. Couple of ads here. We got Jacoby Custom Cues. You can check them out online, jacobicustomcues.com. All kinds of cool stuff on there, guys. We have JB Cases, protection your cue deserves, design you desire. You can contact us at Q Sports Live for details on how you can order one of those for yourself. And Bring the Thunder with the Thumper. This is the sweetest jump brake cue on the market. Let me tell you, this thing hits like a dream. If you're looking at getting yourself one of those, you can order through us at a discounted rate than if you went straight to them. And we have the viewer advantage number 8, which will be drawn on Saturday at the conclusion of the tournament. That is $20 per advantage pack. If you get your name drawn, you get the choice of the 5 options on your screen there. The Jacoby Black T3 jump brake, JB case plus cash top up, the SS360 shaft plus the cash top up, or you can just take the $620 Canadian cashola. And so with that, guys, I will leave you all with a quick Jacoby commercial here, and then I'll do a shutdown and restart for the next set of matches, which I believe are coming up at 7, but you guys can go check the CompuSport bracket and see what teams will be playing here. It does look like we have some teams approaching, so I will do a quick shutdown and restart, and we'll be back in about, looks like about 10 or 15 minutes here. So if you haven't already, go to the Facebook page, click the like button. That way you get notified every time we go live. While you're at it, if you could go to our YouTube channel, click the subscribe button at the top of the screen. That would be greatly appreciated as well. And so with that, guys, I will leave you with this Jacoby commercial, and we will be back in about 15 minutes. So thanks everyone for tuning in. We'll see you all soon.